Welcome to Smart Generation English Lessons. Improve your listening and speaking skills with us.
The Tale of a Mischievous Boy. Chapter 1. The Troublemaker. There lived a boy named Ravi in the small village of Sundarpur. He was 10 years old with bright eyes and a quick smile. But Ravi was known for something else, his mischievous behavior. He loved to play pranks on everyone, from his friends to the villagers. Ravi thought his tricks were funny, but they often caused trouble for others. He would hide his mother's pots, tie his dog's leash to the postman's bicycle, and sprinkle water on people from the branches of trees. Though the people scolded him, he did not mind. "Life is boring without fun," he would say. His parents, Mr. and Mrs. Sharma, were fed up of his antics. "Ravi, one day your mischief will get you into serious trouble," his mother used to warn him. But Ravi would chuckle and assure his mother of his good intentions, only to find himself at a prank the following day. Chapter 2. The Village Fair. One sunny morning, the entire village was buzzing with excitement. It was the day of the annual fair, and a time when stalls were all about food, games, and music. Ravi was especially excited. The fair is the best place for new pranks, he thought. At the fair, the eyes of Ravi sparkled with ideas as he tied strings to the tails of the paper kites, so they did not fly correctly, switched around signs on food stalls to confound people, and even acted to be a magician to trick kids into handing over their candy. His biggest prank was to hide behind a stall and imitate the hiss of a snake. The people would hear the noise, scream, run, spill their food, and the vendors were all upset. Ravi would laugh so hard that he'd fall on the floor, but one man was not laughing, an old man, Guruji, who had watched Ravi the whole day. Chapter 3. The Big Lie. It was nearing sunset when Ravi had a sudden urge to pull one final prank. He climbed a tree close to the village well and began shouting, "Help! Help! A big bear is chasing me." Hearing his cries, the villagers rushed to the well, sticks and tools in hand. "Where is the bear?" they asked, looking all around. Ravi couldn't help but laugh. "There's no bear. I was just kidding." The villagers were furious. "Ravi, you made us leave our work for nothing," one man shouted. But Ravi didn't care. "It was just a joke," he said, grinning. Guruji shook his head and said, "Ravi, lies and pranks may seem harmless, but they can have serious consequences. You'll learn this lesson one day." Chapter 4. The Real Danger. A week later, Ravi was walking through the forest to collect mangoes. He loved the peaceful woods and often spent hours climbing trees and exploring. But on this day, something unexpected happened. As Ravi was picking mangoes, he heard a low growl. He froze and turned around slowly. Standing a few feet away was a large wild boar. The animal had sharp tusks and looked angry. Ravi's heart raced. He climbed the nearest tree as fast as he could. The boar circled the tree, snorting and pawing the ground. Ravi shouted, "Help! Someone help me! There's a wild boar!" But when the villagers heard his cries, they said, "It's just another one of Ravi's tricks. We're not falling for it this time." Ravi yelled louder, "Please, I'm not joking. There really is a wild boar." But no one came. The villagers continued with their work, thinking it was another prank. Chapter 5. A Lesson Learned. Ravi stayed in the tree for what felt like hours. The boar wouldn't leave, and Ravi began to cry. "Why didn't they believe me?" he thought. Then he realized, It's because of all my lies and tricks. I've lost their trust. The boar wandered off, and Ravi slowly walked down. His legs were shaking, and his clothes were ripped due to the climb. He walked tiredly and scaredly back to the village. Back home, a pale face of Ravi made his way before his mother's eyes, so she knew something went wrong with him. What happened, Ravi? Ravi told her everything, from the wild boar to how no one came to help him. Tears filled his eyes as he said, "I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused. I now understand that my mischief wasn't harmless. It made people stop trusting me." His mother hugged him tightly. "I'm glad you've learned this lesson, Ravi. Trust is precious, and once it's broken, it's hard to rebuild." Chapter 6. Making Amends. The next morning, Ravi went to the village square and gathered everyone. "I want to say something," he began. "I've been a troublemaker and caused problems for all of you. Yesterday I was in real danger, but no one believed me because of my lies. I'm sorry for everything I've done, and I promise to change." The villagers were surprised by Ravi's sincerity. Guruji stepped forward and said, "It takes courage to admit your mistakes, Ravi. Actions speak louder than words. Show us you've changed through your behavior." From that day on, Ravi worked hard to earn back the villagers' trust. He helped the farmers in their fields, fetched water for the elderly, and played fair games with the children. Chapter 7. A New Beginning. Over time, the villagers began to trust Ravi again. They saw that he was no longer the mischievous boy who played tricks on them. He became known as a helpful and kind-hearted young man. One day, Guruji called Ravi and said, "You've learned an important lesson, my boy. Mischief may bring temporary fun, but kindness and honesty bring lasting happiness." Ravi smiled and replied, "Thank you, Guruji. I'll never forget this lesson." Moral of the story: trust is like a fragile thread. Once broken, it takes effort to mend. Always value honesty and kindness, for they lead to true respect and happiness.